Hey guys, it's Access Tonight here with a requested uh, profile for my Aqua hero deck. It's a basic hero deck with hands and a lot of extra deck utility going on. So the deck starts out with your standard 6 hands, and then Elemental Hero Ocean, Destiny Hero Diamond Dude, Elemental Hero Bubble Man, and Silent Anger. So Angler, sorry. So you see, it starts out. It's a pretty normal lineup for a Bubble Man, Bubble Beat. For the spells, we have emergency call, instant fusion, Raigeki, reinforcements of the army, miracle fusion, night beam, rank up magic, limited Barian's force, pot of dichotomy, black horn of heaven, and a single solemn warning going into traps. So getting into the extra deck, elemental hero absolute 0, 2 Nodin, C101, Bahamut Shark, Ragna 0, number 101, full armored Black Ray Lancer, Abyss Dweller, number 17, and Tri-Edge Levia. The extra deck, it's kind of for going up against Klee monsters, and Dark Law is pretty anti-meta, so works Elemental Hero Shadow Mist and then the Mask Engine in with a little bit of extra draw power. So the deck focuses on using water monsters with the hero engine to summon out Bahamut Shark. So a normal play is usually going emergency call, grabbing Ocean and Bubble Man, and then forming Bahamut Shark, or one of these two using Silent Anger in place of Bubble Man. And if you can't go into Bahamut Shark, then you usually go into 101 or whatever is needed for the current situation. So once you go into Bahamut Shark, you hit Trilevia or number 17. Trilevia adds a little bit of utility if you think you can get over and then remove something. But if you can't, then you just go into number 17, and then you push on up to full armored Black Ray Lancer, and you can start popping back row. In this format and previous formats, that's been like a pretty major thing to be able to pop back row. Now, as the deck is going, it's going to kind of run out of resources, so that's where instant fusion comes in, and you grab Nodin again, and then you grab one of these 3 monsters here, Bubble Man, Ocean, or Angler, and you go back in the Bahamut Shark or any of these other rank 4 monsters. Again, as you process through your resources, you can eventually summon out Absolute 0. Now, I only have 2 Absolute Zeros, and you'll notice I have 3 Miracle Fusions. You can actually use all of them because of Pot of Dichotomy, which resets the engine, kind of like Pot of... I forget. Some horrible pot. Send everything back, draw 2. Let's look it up, actually. I can't believe I forgot. Avarice, Pot of Avarice. I can't believe I forgot the name of that card. It works like Pot of Avarice. At the start of your main phase, which is kind of a problem at times, target 3 monsters with different types in your graveyard, which is going to be basically your extra deck monsters. Shuffle all 3 of them into the deck, then draw 2 cards. Because they're extra deck monsters, because they're extra deck monsters, you're not going to kind of affect your consistency. And if they're hand monsters, because this is a pyro and ice, and then the rest is water, and this guy's a fish, you can have a good amount of consistency using this card. And then, just to be a total troll, I prefer personally to use more counter traps than normal traps. So that usually ends up with people that know me tend to side lots of wiretaps against me, and I do the same thing against other people. I've had a lot of fun playing this deck, I have to say. It's kind of one of those decks where they can tell you what you're doing, but when you start going into the extra deck, it just gets really amazing because they're expecting like Fusion Hero plays and Dark Law, of course, but when you go into Silent Horror and then you rank up into C101, all hope kind of just goes out the window. And to make matters worse, you're spamming the field. This deck can do a 1-for-1 hand advantage in field translation, because if you open up and let's say you use Ocean and Angler, that's going to translate into Bahamut Shark, which is then going to translate into Levy Dragon, which is going to translate into Black White Rancer. So you use 2 monsters and you have 2 monsters on the field, which are serious threats. Now if something happens, then you can use 1 card, which is an instant fusion, and go into another shark, and then you've +1. And if Lancer hits something, then you've gone +2 for whenever it hits something. And all these are water monsters, so when Elemental Hero Absolute Zero hits the field, it's a serious win more card. And it's just so much fun, but it just works. Now, on top of all that, Diamond Dude adds kind of that turbo element. You'll notice that there's a lot of normal spells. Actually, I think all the spells in here are normal. So he has a lot of targets, and that adds lots of advantage. It's pretty funny to hit specifically Night Beam and rank up Magic Force, or even so far as Instant Fusion is just funny. Sometimes you hit Pot and it works kind of awkwardly. But there's just a lot of power in it. The deck's been sort of power creeped, but Darklaw helps with that. I'll probably work him back into the deck even more in its next iteration. But I've been playing this deck for about 3 formats. I've been playing it for like about a year, and this is how it's evolved from. Its focus has always been on Hero Water with Absolute Zero, and then making rank 4s to kind of push the opponent using C101 when it was released. I made the deck, but I learned about Bahamut Shark. Now this deck is absolutely amazing when we do dev tags, because a lot of the Salvation staff have a variant of it, and I'll be showing those off more later. They are pretty cool, especially Mealy's. It's like an Archfiend variant, which focuses on level 3s and Bahamut Shark also, and it's a really fast deck that does a lot of push. So that's it for now. This has been Aqua Hero. Access denied, connection terminated.